Where are we? Where have we been? Where are we going? Hello! Good time of day you are currently experiencing. This is Dan. And there's another man with me here who's not sure what to say right now.
Hey, Dan.
You were acting like you were looking for a word to say, but you couldn't find it.
I was looking for my car keys.
Wowzers! We also have our most trusted robotic friend in America here with us today. This is your favorite robot, Joey.
La da 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 da. It's the mother effin' where are we? La da 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 da. You know we're mobbing with things that are sciencey.
Woo!
I didn't know he had a whole rap prepared.
Man, he is way more prepared than I am.
Yeah. So today on this show, we're going to be sharing some prehistoric knowledge with you. We'll talk about dinosaurs you've never heard of and go in depth a bit on the 3 dinosaur eras. And we also have some new interactive stuff that we're going to share with you. Segment called Name That Tune that I've decided to put you in on, Natron.
Excellent. I'm damned glad to be a part of it. I've had 3 pots and 12 energy drinks. Also taken some cocaine. And if we come down, since we live in the meth capital of the world, I've got an abundant supply of that as well.
So we got an interactive segment called Name That Tune. We're going to test your musical knowledge. We're going to share a special tune, and you're going to try and guess who sings it and what the name of it is coming up a little later. We actually have a contest on this show as well that we will announce. And we have our usual stuff in the news and inspirational stuff that we saw on Facebook.
Well, let's hop right in.
All right. I realize that this show has a lot of different facts on it, right? We're always presenting facts, and sometimes I feel like people get a little scared when you start throwing a lot of knowledge at them. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation one day in public, and it was something to do with space or science, and this kid standing there, and he goes, "Why are you talking about this right now? I'm not in school." No school, no knowledge, rawr.
You should bring textbooks with you next time.
Right.
Maybe a desk or 2.
Then he would be really scared. Before we scare anybody with anything factual, we're going to have Joey introduce it on this show.
I believe that would be for the best.
Just so it doesn't come out of nowhere, he's going to say this.
This is a fact.
Straight to the point.
Right. Then you're like, oh, I know it's coming. And they
Right.
won't get scared like they're having to go to school or something.
Sure. Then they know they can tune out for a moment or 2, and then kind of come back as the fact dissolves to goofiness.
Right. Okay, this is a segment that I will have Joey introduce. It is called
Name That Tune.
Okay. We're going to give you lyrics from a popular song, and you, sir, are going to try and guess the song and the artist.
Pretty straightforward.
And this is also for the listeners as well. So, Joey, go ahead and present us with those lyrics.
Yo, 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 baby pop. Yeah, you come here, gimme a kiss. Better make it fast or else I'm gonna get pissed. Can't you hear the music's pumping hard like I wish you would?
Does that ring a bell at all?
This is going to be a lot harder without the melody.
Right. I figured he presents it in his robot monotone voice. No offense, Joey.
Joey, take some singing lessons, for God's sakes. I have no idea.
We're going to play it one more time for you.
Hey, if you mang.
I think he said, hey, F you, Mang.
I think he did too. I think he's harboring some resentment for me.
All right, so I'm going to throw those lyrics at you one more time. Listen closely. I know it's hard without the melody.
Yo, 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 baby pop. Yeah, you come here, gimme a kiss. Better make it fast or else I'm gonna get pissed. Can't you hear the music's pumping hard like I wish you would?
You would?
No idea, Natron?
Oh, that's it's especially difficult without the hook, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Joey, can you push it real good?
Oh my gosh, you got it.
Oh, boom!
Shaw,
Bazing.
push it good. Shaw, push it real good.
He was actually pretty good at the chorus.
Well, I think I would have gotten it first try if he would have just put that kind of effort into
His verse part.
his verse. Yeah.
Joey's a very popular robot here on the show. Most people don't trust robots. They've got a bad rap in the media. A lot of Terminator movies out there. They scare people, right?
That they do. I'd be interested in Joey's opinion on Skynet.
What we're going to do for our listeners here is we're going to have them draw a picture of what they think Joey looks like, and we'll post the pictures on our website, which is DannyThacker.com. That's my real name, and that's where you can find all the Where Are We podcast episodes. So the way that you do this is you get on our Facebook page, facebook.com/wherearewepodcast. Simply post on our wall your picture of what you think Joey looks like. facebook.com/wherearewepodcast. We have nothing to give away because we're really poor, but you get your picture on the website and on the Facebook page. So with that new and exciting contest, we move into our next segment here, and it is called
Stuff in the news.
Thank you, Joey.
What's in the news today, Dan?
I have to find the document first. I forgot.
Huh.
So a man in Australia was hospitalized after a venomous spider bit his penis. The man told doctor... Oof.
Traumatizing just to hear about it.
Right. It's hard to hold it together. The man told doctors to treat the poison but leave the swelling. He was like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe if I leave this like this, ladies will be pretty impressed.
Right. It hurts a lot, but I almost don't even care.
Gotta make some sacrifices in life.
Sure. We're all making them.
Yep. It'll be like, hey, you want to get together? Venomous spider just bit my penis.
Viagra for the poor man.
You know, it's funny because that's how Spider-Man came about, from a spider being, biting him. That was a radioactive spider, so I like to think if this were a radioactive spider biting his penis, maybe his penis could shoot webs and climb buildings.
Oh, I hope not.
CVS Pharmacy has recalled some herbal teas that might be infected with the salmonella virus.
Woo! I'm not really sure what that was. Salmonella just gets me worked up.
So whatever you do, don't drink the tea called permanent sleepy time.
Sleep time forever. I drank some coffee the other day called Death Wish.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that turn out for you?
Had a skull and crossbones on the bag. It's supposed to be 300 times the caffeine. It tasted like a month-old pot of coffee, but I was pretty jazzed up afterward.
Right. That'd have to be like a super, super dark roast coffee.
Actually, I don't know if this podcast material, but here's an interesting fact, Dano. The darker the roast...
Wait a minute. It's a fact?
It is a fact. Hang on.
Oh, wait. We got to have Joey present a fact before everybody gets scared and runs away.
All right, step back.
This is a fact.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Joey. The darker the roast of the coffee bean, the less caffeine content. You've sort of cooked it out of there, right? So the lighter the roast, the higher the content of caffeine.
So darker roasts actually have less caffeine?
Yes, sir. If you can find yourself some green coffee beans, those are supposed to be the most caffeinated variety of them, but they're apparently very, very bitter. Not a very good taste.
So I had it completely backwards all of this time. Donald Trump now appears to be the likely Republican nominee, right?
Awesome. Yeah, battle lines are drawn in Indiana.
Right. In a related story, Canada is getting ready for 45 million people to come crash on their couch. I believe it
Start.
was one of the first things I said when I realized that he was actually a legitimate candidate for the Republican nomination. I'm moving to Canada.
I think people are even considering Mexico by this point.
Right. Hillary Clinton has been attacking Donald Trump over his country club lifestyle. Hillary made these remarks during a speech none of us could afford to attend.
Yeah. Damn you, Donald Trump, for your country club lifestyle. His house is closer to the snack bar. I don't know.
The people, the people she was talking to were like, wait a minute, we're at the country club.
Yeah.
You know, let's go to our next topic called
Inspirational stuff I saw on Facebook.
Yes, the Facebook inspirational.
You and I talked about this. I had a ridiculously hard time this week finding inspirational stuff on Facebook. It took me about 7 hours to find 2 inspiring things. I felt really sick afterward, and I couldn't piece together the rest of this segment. So I only have 2 things here.
So, like you said, we talked about this. I after a little bit of time looking, taking a look for myself through Facebook, and after multiple vomit trips to the bathroom, I eventually just enlisted the help of others and asked for, hey, send me some inspirational things. I like to call them Facebook inspirationals, and I received 12 of them. Of those, there were 2 that made me feel really inspired.
Feel really inspired. You sounded totally thrilled.
Inspirational.
Yeah.
One of them, it's just a black background. It's got some normal, maybe Times New Roman typeface across it. It says, rearrange these letters to form words. Gives you 2 sets of letters. The first set of letters reads PNEIS. It's asking you to reform those letters into words. And then the second set of letters is BUTTSXE.
I can imagine what those words would spell.
Well, below these 2 options, it asks, did you get spine and subtext? Yeah, neither did I.
Boy, our mind went straight to the gutter.
It's inspirational, isn't it?
It is inspirational because it makes you want to be better.
It makes me want to do anything but be on Facebook.
What's the other one you have?
It's a very old black and white picture of some children, maybe in a prep school. They're all wearing the same uniform. They've gathered for a class photograph. You have the children in front, first row, sitting in chairs, and then children standing behind them in a second row, and children standing on a slight riser as a third row, right? And it says, everyone sat still and proper for the school picture, except Timmy. And Timmy is obviously the child on the far right of the image who is standing in the third and back row with his ass facing you and pants down, mooning everyone. It says, Timmy didn't give a shit.
No, sir.
Inspirational.
Who do we have to thank for those inspirational Facebook posts?
Both of those come from one of my favorite inspirational Facebook posters, Mr. Todd Sherrick.
Todd Sherrick. He had a couple great ones last week as well.
Oh, yeah, he's one of my faves.
This one here from my friend Mike Cope, a great inspirational quote. It says, you don't get a body like this overnight. It takes years of moderate alcoholism, neglect, and numerous damaging behaviors.
Insightful.
I thought, well, I can relate.
Sure.
Number 2, this one from Matt Bell. When you're hanging out with your non-metal friends and they hand you the aux cord. It has a
Ooh.
picture of a man on there with a devious smile. He's most likely a famous guy, but I'm not really celebrity literate, so I don't know who he is.
Well, face blindness doesn't help either. The real disease. Don't laugh.
He's like, oh, sorry, people with that disease.
Whoops.
All right, guys, you're going to love this. This is our science portion of the show.
My favorite part.
Really? This one is called, Joey,
Dinosaurs no one has heard of.
has heard of.
Boom.
Name
That'd
some
be-
dinosaurs that we have heard of to start off, Natron.
Well, one of my favorites, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, Stegosaurus, Brontosaurus,
Triceratops.
very good.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl, and it starts
Pterodactyl.
with the P.
Yes, sir.
And the Velociraptor. We've heard of all those, but there's a lot of dinosaurs that got left out of the story. You know what I like to do with dinosaurs? I like to imagine them doing human things.
There was that great show, The Dinosaurs.
On TGIF.
Yeah.
So cleverly named. I felt very strange watching it.
It may have been the animatronics.
Yeah, of the 90s. But if
Right.
I made a TV show where there were dinosaurs, they would be doing human things. And they could also be combined with like team mascots. And there would be no dialogue, really. All the dialogue would be growls and just miming action. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Blood everywhere, massive traffic accidents.
The most natural way to present dinosaurs.
Dinosaur gets pulled over by the police for driving. T-Rex is driving 95 miles an hour in a 40.
Uh-huh.
Blood everywhere. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the car, please.
I feel like he would just eat it. I watched a show recently about dinosaurs. It was on the Hunting Channel, and there were all these men in camouflage whispering in the bushes as turkeys swept across fields. Didn't end well for the dinosaur turkeys.
That's what dinosaurs became, were birds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most natural way, again, for them to go.
Yep. Also, on my TV show from back when the dinosaurs ruled, I imagine there were still video rental stores. And if they didn't have that Disney movie Blank Check or other such new releases weren't in, remember how they had 100 copies, but you still couldn't get the one you wanted for 6 weeks?
Of course. Video stores were like the DMV of entertainment.
Right. You go inside, you want to rent Blank Check, Dinosaur sees that all the copies are out, starts tearing them all off the rack, and blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere, every time. I'd like to point out how Blank Check would be a very different movie if the world were only dinosaurs in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's blood everywhere.
This is a fact.
Okay, let's start with that. The first dinosaurs evolved in the middle to late Triassic period, about 230 million years ago. The Jurassic period, 200 to 145 million years ago. And then the most recent period of dinosaurs, the Cretaceous period, which was 145 to 65 million years ago when they went extinct. So that's nearly a span of 200 million years. And we as people have only been around for 200,000 years. I hope that wasn't too many facts, and I hope I didn't scare you away.
Bangarang.
I got another one.
This is a fact.
Was that too many in a row?
We'll target group it later.
Okay. So, Natron, and everybody else out there, how did the dinosaurs die?
How did the dinosaurs die? The leading theory would be an extinction level incident involving an asteroid landing somewhere in the vicinity of Mexico.
The Yucatan Peninsula 65 million years ago. Oh, wait a minute.
This is a fact.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you think it was like Y2K? So if dinosaurs were people, that asteroid event would have been like Y2K. There would have been this group of dinosaurs who were running around trying to warn everyone. This big asteroid is going to hit us, and it's just going to end the world. The end is nigh. And the vast majority of dinosaurs are like, this is nonsense. And then the asteroid came, and of course there was blood everywhere.
They rented several copies of movies like Blank Check. They got down in their bunkers, collected many gallons of water.
We have these brave dinosaurs to thank for all of the wonderful species of birds that we have.
Wait a minute. That's a fact.
Oh.
This is a fact.
Yeah. This is another fact. It wasn't the meteor that killed all the dinosaurs instantly. It was kind of a process that happened as the global temperatures plummeted after the sunlight was blocked out from all of the clouds and things that happened after the meteor struck the Earth. And the food chain from the bottom to the top kind of went away. First, the plant eaters all died because all the vegetation didn't have the sunlight it needed for photosynthesis. And then all the meat eaters ate up all of the plant eaters. And it was not a very good time. You know, times were tough.
Yeah, times is tough. Lots of dinosaurs in the welfare line.
Worse than the Great Depression or recession.
Indeed. Infinitely worse, in fact. I don't believe that any of our ground was trajected up into the air and helped to cover the planet to kill all of life as we know it in either the Great Depression or the recession.
It may have seemed like it, but no.
But Joey did not preface that with "that's a fact," so we could be wrong. Just saying.
Joey, you got to remember to present the facts.
Son of a bitch, I keep forgetting.
Ah,
You can't do that, man. You got one job to do.
right. People are going to decide what you look like. Better make a good impression.
At least he's a robot with personality. So, this is an imagination part. We all have an imagination, right?
Except for maybe Joey.
Like Mr. Rogers said, we plant things in our imagination, and they grow.
And then he put on a cardigan, and we went to Puppet Town.
Please put on the blue cardigan. I like that one.
That was the blue one. Blue one was nice. I like the yellow one also.
Every once in a while, he did. So, dinosaurs were around for a really long time. I know that's a fact, but it's a loose fact because I didn't give any exact figures, okay? Can you imagine if people were around for millions of years? We've only been around for, this is a fact.
This is a fact.
We've only been around for about 200,000 years, maybe a little bit more. The figures kind of vary from 200 to at most 800,000.
I find it interesting that dinosaurs existed as long as they did, right? And they literally ate each other.
Yeah, they weren't very smart at all.
No. And
Really small
and
brains.
it just does not feel like if you gave humanity a couple million years to do their thing, that it would turn out very well for anyone. If we could even get there to begin with.
Maybe at one point we'll regress and we will eat each other.
Sure, and then we'll last for millions more years.
So the dinosaurs that we've never heard of, there's one called Coelophysis. I've actually got some pictures on here. Sounds kind of like a rapper dinosaur.
Yeah. He looks a little bit like a raptor dinosaur now, doesn't he?
He does. Did you look at pictures of these dinosaurs?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Coelophysis. It looks like a skinnier version of a velociraptor.
With a very large head.
He's probably like a chicken these days.
Definitely. I like this. We should continue guessing what kind of birds they became.
Okay, let's do that. I feel like Coelophysis needs a rap song. Like, Coelophysis coming at you to cause a crisis. Watch me while I bite this.
Boom goes the meteorite.
They found thousands of these dinosaurs in New Mexico. They must have had the first firework stands and casinos.
Sure. And reservations. Joey, can you hit me with the this is the facts?
This is a fact.
Coelophysis, I'm going to say it different than you did. This dinosaur was one of the earliest known dinosaurs to have a wishbone. And Dan's guess of a chicken may not be too far off, as it is compared, that having that bone is compared to being just like a chicken.
Wow.
Interesting.
We also have one called Hippacrosaurus. All right. And with that,
This is a fact.
the name Hippacrosaurus means almost the highest lizard. And that pretty much sums up that duck-billed dinosaur's fate. You know, if you're almost the highest lizard. These are plant-eating dinosaurs with duck bills, and they look a lot like the ever-popular hadrosaur, which I'm sure we all had a plastic toy of sometime within our life. It's just not as easy to say as hadrosaur or as easy to remember Hippacrosaurus. So there's a lot of almost famous, almost like the whatever the hell that dinosaur's name was.
Right, the other duck-billed. Ducky from The Land Before Time.
Right. So that takes us to a song from Mark Wills we will play for the Hippacrosaurus.
But you can't get to heaven half off the ground. Everybody knows almost doesn't count.
Yes, sir.
That one's for the Hippacrosaurus.
He was a very tall dinosaur, the Hippacrosaurus, as I'm going to call him. Much taller than our last friend that we talked about. And thus, I believe that this dinosaur eventually became the ostrich.
Another
That's-
bird.
That's my bird guess today.
Another dinosaur that you've never heard of is the Saltosaurus. And with that,
This is a fact.
discovered in the Salta region of Argentina a few decades ago, Saltosaurus presented a true enigma. A smallish, long-necked sauropod whose skin was covered by tough, bony armor. In fact, this dinosaur was first mistaken for a specimen of Ankylosaurus, which is that very short dinosaur with the spikes on its back, I believe, with the ball tail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it looks sort of like a very short Brontosaurus mixed with an Ankylosaurus.
He shares the armor of the Ankylosaurus with the long neck of the Brontosaurus.
Exactly. We don't have a song for him or anything. We've
Oh,
already
yeah.
forgotten about him.
Sure. I don't even think he became a bird.
The other ones, you were like, I have bird stories about them. Saltosaurus, forget you.
Yeah.
Then we'll go to the Therizinosaurus. Kind of reminds me of the phone company Verizon.
The Verizinosaurus.
Therizinosaurus.
He's the
This is a
king.
fact.
Considering how weird this dinosaur was, long, stringy feathers, he had 2 feet long claws, and he has a pot belly, and he has a really big beak. You'd think that Therizinosaurus would be as familiar to school kids as Stegosaurus. Sadly, fame has eluded the reaping lizard, which is also notable for being one of the few theropod dinosaurs to pursue an entirely herbivorous diet.
A lot of big words there, Dan.
Well, he ate plants and he looked really weird, and you would think people would notice him for that, basically.
Yeah, it's this ridiculously high standard of beauty that we hold everything to anymore. This dinosaur was just too ugly, right? Quite frankly.
The really long claws I thought were awesome.
Yeah,
But he looks like he's like a really tall person got together with a really short person, and then the biology just wasn't sure which direction to go.
Yeah, I'm seeing the tall and the short person, but it's like someone developed a cloning machine that uh, two people, a short person and a tall person, they accidentally fell into, and then maybe a wet chicken was also chucked into, and then the door was slammed and the button was hit, and this dinosaur came out.
So there was a machine involved.
Right.
I feel like I'm stoned. Where was I? We will rectify the injustice of these dinosaurs not being remembered and hope that one day we have at least done our part to put these dinosaurs in your mind, and hopefully you will put them in the minds of others. So this injustice can forever go away, and we may someday have a show called Theodore the Therizinosaurus, and it will have a theme song somewhat like the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Can you imagine it, Natron?
Who can turn the world on with her smile?
Dinosaur smiles and looks at you weird.
Who can take a nothing day and suddenly
He's in the backyard
make it all
barbecuing.
seem worthwhile? Well, it's you
He's wearing like a
gonna
pea
wish
coat,
you know it.
some yellow rain
Each
boots.
glance and every
Yep.
little movement you show.
Going up an escalator.
Splashing in water puddles.
Shows a high scene of the city. They're gonna make it after all. Now I'm just saying shit that's actually happening in the video. Throws the hat up in the air and it gets frozen.
Right. Everyone looks at him weird.
How did he make that hat defy gravity?
I just gotta say, I love that song.
I do too. It's a really good song, actually.
It's like the way in a just world when I went to Facebook and looked for inspiration, I would feel the way I felt when I listened to that song.
We felt really good about this podcast and bringing it to you. And we would also like you to share your thoughts and opinions on this podcast on SoundCloud. There's just too many damn websites for me to point out. Facebook.com/WhereAreWePodcast. And now the new website for Where Are We Podcast, DannyThacker.com.
Well, I'm dying to hear from you.
Dying to hear from you. We have a contest for you to submit pictures of Joey. We're going to share you on our Facebook page and on the website, the pictures that you draw and submit. And also, you can submit your inspirational Facebook posts, and we will mention your name for those as well.
Absolutely. Save us the trouble.
Right. We don't want to look through all those Facebook posts anymore.
And I challenge each and every one of you to a Highlander-style type drawing contest where there can only be one. Bring it on.
Thanks for listening, everybody.